So today is the day that we're bringing our English Mastiff puppy home for the first time. So in this video, we wanted to kind of break down that first day, starting from when we left to go and pick her up, bringing her home, some of the things that we were focusing on, some of the things that we do on day one, from manners, socialisation and obedience, and then hopefully it'll help you guys follow along at home. And of course, you get to meet Eileen.
So we had a pretty long drive to go and pick Eileen up, about four hours. Yeah, so we left super early, like 6 a.m, got there about 10. Again, the breeders were just absolutely fantastic. They provided us with a whole pack full of information specific to English Mastiffs. Obviously, we've never had an English Mastiff before, and they are quite like a one-of-a-kind breed, aren't they? There's quite a lot of things that...
Especially from like a health perspective.
That are only applicable to them, that, you know, perhaps we might know about, but we don't necessarily have any direct experience of because we've never had an English Mastiff. So I'm really grateful to them for all the information they've given us, but also the fact that they've told us that we can ask them anytime if we've got any questions. So yeah, then we got her in the car to bring her home for 4 hours. We decided... Originally, we were going to go in the van, weren't we, and have her in a crate in the back of the van, but we felt like that was probably a little bit tough.
We had options as well, so we've got a car and a van, and one of the ideas was have the van and then take Sully with us.
Yeah.
Have Sully in a crate next to the crate that she'd go in, and then she could have a bit of companionship in the crate to get her back safely. But like I say, it was 4 hours, so we weighed up the pros and cons. I think we have to do the disclaimer at this point of obviously making sure that you follow any legalities around puppy travel. I'm not sure what the ones in the UK are, so we may or may not have done what we are about to say that we did or didn't do.
We just thought for 4 hours, it's not fair on Eileen, but it's also not fair on Will driving the car, listening to crying for 4 hours.
It's always that balance, isn't it? And I naturally lean towards more of the tough love approach and kind of letting them cry it out, but it is just been taken away from their siblings, from their mum, from their environment. It is a traumatic experience, so we went down there trying to make it as nice as possible, and it ended up being an absolute dream, didn't it?
Yeah, so we had her in the footwell of the passenger, like front passenger seat, so my seat basically, and she settled within about 10 minutes or so.
Kind of slept the whole way back. We tried to stop to give her some toilet breaks, and she was having none of it, which is what we'll get onto around English Mastiffs. I think we underestimated just how lazy they are and how much they sleep. But she was just, once she settled with a special pink unicorn, gone out like a light, slept the whole way. Tried to let her out for the toilet, she was having none of it, just wanted to go back and went to sleep. So it was actually, for her, quite a really easy drive back.
So she did, 4 hours in the car, no accidents, and pretty much slept the entire way back. So
then that's where it got fun. So we got home, and kind of job number one, because we knew that my parents were at home with the boys and that our sons were really excited to meet her. So we wanted to introduce them to the boys first. Our eldest was waiting on the drive-in as well, wasn't he? He was very excited. That went brilliantly. She's so chill with the boys. Again, one of the reasons we chose an English Mastiff was for that reason, and we knew that the breeders that we got her from were doing an amazing job on socialisation, so we knew that part of it we were off to a good start anyway. So did introduction to the boys. Any time you do introduction with kind of children and dogs, it's, for me, I often find it's much more of a responsibility on the children than it is on the dog, just to try and keep it as calm as can be. I know it's an excitable time and people want to kind of fuss on them and love on them, but you want to just kind of, again, that calm, consistent leadership. So we're trying to more coach our kids through that, but that bit went dead smooth.
Then we got the dogs out. So you brought Sully out first.
And as always was perfect.
He was amazing. So we always do Sully first because he's
our role model dog. He's the dog that I use in my work as a role model dog, and he did his thing very quickly. Did their introductions, and straight away you could see her relax a little bit, couldn't you? It was lovely to see. But then the real love story of Eileen started, didn't it? Yeah,
so Puppy came out, and they just love each other.
Who, if you didn't see our podcast, by the way, over on the training channel, is a puppy that we're fostering. She is involved in an ongoing kind of legal court case thing, so we can't really discuss any details about her. And she is called Puppy because we were trying not to get attached, but we're head over heels.
We're already attached, but hopefully the name will be ironic in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, they absolutely love each other.
They're inseparable straight away, weren't they, from the first meeting?
Yeah.
Just inseparable. Best mates, and that went beautifully. Obviously, again, I can't talk about, she had a very traumatic, upsetting start to her life that I've had to do much more kind of behaviour modification work than you would traditionally do with a puppy. So if I was to have any concerns, it was more around that, just because of the lack of socialisation that Puppy had with her bad start to life. But I couldn't have been prouder. I was over the moon with Puppy. She was brilliant. And then again, that's where we touched on it earlier. They just slept and slept and slept and slept some more.
Yeah.
And
it got to like sort of like tea time, and we were like, she hasn't eaten anything.
we were trying to rouse her to give her dinner, having none of it.
She was, we did. We managed to like wake her enough, and she had about 3 mouthfuls of it, and then fell back to sleep. But then she did eat her like bedtime meal.
Yeah.
After that, but not all of it. Again, she was just so tired.
Yeah, and we noticed the only time that she was at all struggling was that she wants to be under or on something, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So our breeders were kind of, it's no secret, I advocate crate training, but again, I've never had an English Mastiff, and they said that Mastiffs just do not like crates. So for the first time, I went for a pen instead of a crate, and we had it all set up, and she just couldn't settle. And we found she was trying to get under the sofa, under chairs, and I just had a feeling, I was like, we'll try her with Puppy's crate, and I'll put a cover over it so it's like a cave, and she's got a pink unicorn called Buttercup, put Buttercup in the cage, covered it over, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Hours. As soon as she got in that den and felt safe and comfortable, she was fast asleep.
Yeah, so she was having a little bit of a cry, wasn't she, in the living room before that. And we were like, yeah, she wants to settle, but she just couldn't figure out where to do it. And obviously, there's quite a lot going on in our house.
Yeah.
So, that seems to work for us. So we bought the crate in the living room just in the evening, didn't we? And then we moved it into the kitchen at night time.
So now the crate is inside the pen, because she is going to outgrow a crate very quickly. So she will transition to a pen. But crate, it's just been wonderful for her, which then took us on to preparing for the first night, which is usually people's most traumatic experience, where you get no sleep, you're panicking. Those puppy blues start to kick in because you think, what have I done? And we both had a delightful sleep.
We had a great sleep, apart from the boys waking us up at 5 a.m. Other than that, it was fantastic.
Put her to bed again in a crate. So she went in a crate, and we put Puppy on a bed in the pen, so they were like next to each other, again snoring her little head off all night until I came down at 5:30, and she was just sat in a pen in a crate waiting patiently. No accidents, no crying, no nothing. Let her out straight for a wee. Brilliant. Which was probably touch on toilet training.
Yeah, our breeders have like basically just done the most.
Credit where credit's due. She is toilet trained. She's come to us toilet trained.
She goes to the door, has a little whimper to tell you she needs to go out. Obviously, we're letting her out pretty much on the hour anyway, but occasionally she needs to go at other times or whatever as well. And she just tells you. And then the second she hits grass outside, she wheezes. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I've never experienced anything like it. I pride myself on being good at toilet training, and in our Perfect Puppy Course, it's regimented and disciplined, and lots of people have been like, oh, that toilet training, it made it so easy, and we're kind of going, it's kind of already been done for us. We were preparing to smash toilet training, and again,
every time I write an Instagram story, I'm like, don't hate us, but
yeah, it's perfect. So she's perfect, it's perfect. Day one went amazing. Can't complain.
Day one done.